Okay, so here's the thing. You are going to be using this x to see how many times it goes into each of these terms. So for example, x, so what you're basically saying is x times what would give you this first term, would give you x squared, okay? Or what you can do is you take this term and divide it by x to get that, right? Because x times something, you're just dividing it. So x squared divided by x just is x, right? So there we go. But then we can test it because we need it to cancel out. X times x is x squared, but you have to do x times 3 too, or whatever you have left over here. So x times 3 is a positive 3x because it's a positive 3. And then we're going to do the exact same thing that we do in long division with whole numbers. We subtract it. X squared minus x squared is 0. They should be canceling out because we need to make this a little simpler each time. And then this is negative 5x. Negative 5x minus a positive 3x. So negative 5x minus a positive 3x, if you have to write it over here, that's fine. We have to know our integer rules. Negative 5x minus a positive 3x is negative 8x. And then we bring down what we have left. And then again, you take the first term and you divide it by that x. So negative 8x divided by x is just negative 8, so you have minus 8. And then 8 times x is negative 8x, negative 8 times x, and then negative 8 times positive 3 is negative 24. And then we're going to subtract these. Again, negative 8x minus negative 8x, we know is going to be 0. And if it matches directly, look, negative 8x minus 24, negative 8x minus 24, we know they're going to cancel each other out. And negative 24 minus a negative 24, because there's negative right here, those cancel each other out to 0. So our remainder is 0. So our answer is x minus 8. Okay, now you have to be very careful with integer rules here. So if you don't really know your integer rules, go and watch that video because you have to be super duper careful with it. Okay, so let's try another one. One more. So I'm just going to start with the house. So h cubed minus 11h plus 28. And then h minus 4. Again, this is what we're dividing each term by to figure out what goes up here. So you start with this term and you say h cubed divided by h is h squared. H cubed divided by h is h squared. So h squared times h is h cubed. Then we have to do h squared times negative 4 is negative 4h squared. Okay, again, we're subtracting these. So h cubed minus h cubed, they cancel out. There's not an h squared up here. So really what you're doing is 0 minus 0 minus a negative 4h squared, because that's a negative. You treat that as a negative and you have to subtract everything. So it's 0 minus a negative 4h squared. And so really that would be a positive 4h squared when you apply your integer rules. And then you're going to take the rest of these down. Okay, so now we do this again. 4h squared divided by h, which would give you a positive 4h. So 4h times h is positive 4h squared. Positive 4 times a negative 4 is a negative 16h. Again, we're subtracting these. 4h squared minus 4h give you that. A negative 11h minus a negative 16h. That would be a positive 5h. And then we bring down the plus 28. Do it again. 5h divided by h is just a positive 5. And then we do the multiplication again. 5 times h is 5h. 5 times a negative 4 is a negative 20. And then 5h minus 5h will cancel it out. And 28 minus a negative 20, because this is negative, plus the positive. So that gives you 48. So there's nothing to bring down, so that's our remainder, okay? So our answer is h squared plus 4h plus 5, and that's a positive 48. So you say plus 48, and then over our divisor, h minus 4. Okay, so that's how, if you have a remainder, you put it over the divisor. And that's how you do that long division. Thank you. Bye.